I think. I think we're up. Are we up? We're up. Good morning. This is David. Everything everything looks like it's opening up. And today's day 4, man, and last week I had said we're expecting a fourth day. And I do believe here it is. Oil's pushing back up. It's about $4 cheaper last week. Crypto's pushing up. We've got some news coming out this week, which is the CPI, I believe. So, Fed being data dependent, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens if there are shocks. It's obviously gonna rattle the markets a little bit. So be careful on your swing trades. And 4 days, man. I don't know. 4 days is kind of scary. I mean, that's the point where we should just get a normal sell pullback. Although I'm looking at that weekly bar, man. That weekly bar is a crazy, 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 crazy strong bar. I mean, you could argue that's bullish engulfing. I mean, 224 is a pretty easy target. Big old gap down at 224. It's a nice move up, but I would like to see what I'm looking at. Really, is the dailies. I don't have it on the screen, but I'm going to swing it over there right now. Maybe I'm not. Oh, there it goes. All right. So, what I'm looking at, I want to see a higher low here. I mean, we could keep moving up. I just don't want to make a higher high and then a higher low. I want to see a higher low and then a return. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. Hmm. So it's interesting. It's holding that trend line right there. People are talking down the market, though. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So this is the daily, right? And the momentum looks bullish. There's nothing even indicating that it's turning around a little bit. And that's a weekly. This is really the higher low on the weekly. This is very bullish in my mind. I'm just trying to figure it, get a feel, get a feel, get a feel. Why do I say things 3 times? Davey 3 times. So we're still in a downtrend. Let's take a look and just say it out loud on the weekly. No, on the weekly, we broke the downtrend on the weekly. I mean, could be a consolidation. I don't know. Very interesting, ladies and germs. It's hard to figure. I mean, you know what? It's all looking very bullish to me. It's all looking very bullish. I mean, there's a lot of naysayers out there, but technically, it's all looking very bullish to me. I hear Kramer talking about the Ukraine offensive being a cause for the market to rally. I don't really think so, man. That's definitely putting the cart before the horse right now. Those guys got a long way to go, and yeah, I mean, if you ever fought a legal case or any sort of battle, you give a little, you get a little, you give a little, you get a little, you go back and forth. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be an answer. Putin's going to have an answer to this move, which he hasn't started yet. And what's going to be key is, does the answer fail, or does the answer succeed? If Putin's answer fails, hey, good morning, Tommy, then we could say that we're on the right track. And he's got a lot of resources up his sleeve. I mean, he hasn't even declared it a war yet. So, I mean, I applaud Ukraine, but let's not rush to any conclusions. Let's see what the response is, and if the response fails. So what's going on? Everybody have a good weekend? Yeah, I had a good weekend too, Tommy. It rained Sunday, which was cool. Kind of lounged around the house, did a little bit of cooking. But Saturday was a nice day. It was nice and sunny. Hung out down by the river. What made you a great weekend? Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Actually, wanted to cut up some wood for the winter, um, but the carb on my chainsaw is shot, so I had to order a new one. Yo, relax and lounge around the house. That's a good weekend if you ask me. Yeah, I would have been pretty satisfied if I got to cut up some wood because I mean, yeah, you can go through the forest and there's just tons of downed trees that have dried out nicely, and I mean, yeah, I just whack those bad boys up. Got plenty of firewood through the winter. I mean, it's nothing to keep the house warm, but it will keep me entertained. I like the ambiance, and that's yeah, what I'm looking for. I mean, I don't need cores and cores to keep the house warm. I just need maybe a core will get me through the winter, where I can be extravagant with the amount that I use, and have some nice fires. Spend the weekends and evenings. lay across my big brass band. Yep, that's why you tuned in to hear me sing. Do you play any instruments, Tommy? Hmm. Hmm. I'm just looking at the volatility in the market, and really the spread um, of the Keltner was 300 points on the last rally, and now the spread is only 200 points. That's pretty interesting to the high. One, two, three. Really, three. What days? It's just I mean, really, we're not even oversold on the daily, overbought on the daily. We're still in fair value. You know, this grind up is not really that aggressive. 106, we're at a 50% retrace. That's going to be an interesting point. It's actually, I'd say 127 is actually a better target. That's probably about the 55%. And I think that's where we might hit a little resistance. It's definitely a solid target. I think we're going to see that. I don't know if we see it today. 127, that's only 60 points. 60 points, not a hard day. Definitely within the average trading range. Oh man, he started learning the trumpet. Yo, that's going to be hard weekends, boy. Yeah, I'm not that. I played drums when I was a kid, not very well. And then actually, when I was probably about 8 or 9, I was taking guitar lessons. I was absolutely awful. I mean, I didn't advance. As a matter of fact, the instructor just advised that my folks stopped spending money on me taking lessons because I just wasn't going forward. And I really didn't put a lot of effort into it. But yeah, I'm just awful. But my children, it's amazing, which they take after their mother because she plays a ton of instruments. But my oldest daughter, I mean, you name a stringed instrument, she plays it. She plays like a mandolin and like a couple of Indian stringed instruments, and violin and a guitar, bass, And then, yeah, just a lot of instruments I don't even know what they are. And then she was trained on piano when she was younger. She was really good on piano. And you just give her an instrument, man, and she'll get a tune out of it. She's amazing. And then and Josephine, my baby mama, she was in orchestras as she grew up, played in the city. And even when I was dating her, she was a part of a small orchestra that used to play in the city. And she plays violin and piano. And then my youngest, she doesn't really play any instruments that I'm aware of. But she's a really talented artist. So I'm pouring a fortune into her, man. She's already she's in high school, but she spent the summer in college taking art classes, getting college credits too, so I don't mind. And she has art tutors and even the supplies, man. I think she's starting another college program in the evening. That's it's like $7,000. Expensive kid. She's into digital art and graphics, but she's trying to get the sculpting and oil on canvas exposure. But she's probably going to pursue a career in digital art. And yeah, I mean, I'm a father. Actually, when she was really young, she used to show me these pictures, and I was dead convinced she was tracing them, man. Because I mean, she was like 4 and 5 years old, and the pictures were amazing. And I was like, yo, she's got to be. I mean, I didn't blow up her spot, but I kept thinking that she was tracing, and I've never seen her sit down. Yeah, $7,000. Yeah, it's expensive. So I've never seen her sit down and draw. Well, I saw her sit down and draw, but I never watched her draw. And actually, she used to draw all the time, sit around and draw, but I've never saw her produce anything, or she'd sketch something out quick and then show it to me. And it was, it was cute. It was better than I would do, but it wasn't like this really good stuff that she used to show me. And yeah, and I was like, is she really that good? And everybody, nobody has the balls to be like, your kid sucks. So, yeah, I took it with a grain of salt, what everybody was saying. But, I mean, growing up, that's all she would do. She would disappear and just draw for hours and hours. And then when she was about 13 or 14, we were out, and she's like, yo, you got to take me home. You got to take me home. I was like, why? She's like, I have to draw. I was like, what do you mean you have to draw? She said, I found that when I don't draw regularly, my skills fall off. And right there, I knew that was it. It's a wrap. She's committed, because we were out having a good time. And she's like, no, I got to get home. I got to put time in. And she was drawing a book. She's making a book. And that's when I was convinced that, that's it. The kid's an artist. But she never really referred to herself as that. She's always like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. And then, and the school used to rave about her, and I was like, all right. So, she could draw better than most of these other little retards running around in school. Then we started getting her. Well, she was always into it, and her mother, actually, she plays violin, so her mother used to make her take violin lessons, and she hated it. It wasn't her bag, and a couple of other things that she wasn't into, and I was like, yo, the kid's into drawing. Let's just get her. Hey, what's up there, Anthony? Let's just get her an art tutor and just promote that skill. That's what she's into. Let's get behind what she likes and help her build a career. And so we did that, and the art tutor started raving about her skills. Like, like, I can't believe she's never had any formal training, yet, she's that good. And I was like, all right, this broad's trying to get, the loot out of me. But I started to see her work, and I was like, yo, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how do you do this? This is just incredible. She's like, you just look at it and draw it. I was like, oh, all right, thanks for the tip. But yeah, she really took off on it. So then we just got crazy and started getting her into all these programs. And, Manhattan's full of, good art shit, but I mean, you're talking about Columbia and Cornell, and yeah, they charge you. Boy, they charge you. But yeah, she's been banging it out, sending me pictures. She's 16. I'm very liberal. Her mother's liberal but kind of conservative when it comes to like exposing them to like sex and the human body and shit like that, which is unusual because my girlfriend was like a freak. But so anyway, she took this class and it was nude drawing, so she's like 16, the kid, and really a good kid, a nerd. And then she was exposed to these bodies, and she's like, at first it was a little uncomfortable, but then she's like, I just got into drawing and I didn't even realize that I was drawing naked people. Although I have seen some of her some images, and she draws a little bit of porn too. Like I stumbled over stuff. She's into the male body, like a muscular body, and you got to see what she draws. I mean, it's like the stuff is just amazing, and the guys are chiseled like Greek gods. So I was like, lust puppy. Yeah, no crazy story, man. I'm just talking about my kids and their talent. Just that my oldest is talented with music, but she's a little wacko, man. She's a little out. I think she might be on the scale for autism. You know, or a sociopath. Yeah, like when you talk to her, she'll just stare at you for a minute, and then she'll answer. So it's interesting because her answers are very well thought out. She's not reactionary or anything. She's very analytical, but she's really, really eccentric. And I worry for her. She actually spent a few months up here with me. You know, and she's very interesting, but really, really spacey, but very creative. Like with music and things like that. But a total slob, man. I try to teach her the value of order, And growing up, I was a slob too. Actually, it was my first wife that actually got me neat. But my family is very neat, and I grew up in a very neat home and things like that. And it was very important, and you didn't leave shit laying around, and everything had a place, and there was a place for everything. That's how I was raised. My girlfriend, on the other hand, an absolute slob. And that's a big reason why I don't spend a lot of time living with her. And the children were raised like that, unfortunately. But my youngest, being an artist, is all about symmetry, so she kind of gravitates towards being tidy. But my oldest, child, I walk in a room, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? People shouldn't live like this. So I'm trying to teach her the value of order, and I think she lacks that. Very eccentric chick, which actually if she's not productive and she doesn't make money, you would say she's crazy. I mean, that was how I was gauged. I mean, I managed. I'm weird, and I keep it together online, but I managed. I managed to make a few bucks. So people will say that I'm eccentric. I think I'm just immature. But if I was broke, they'd say I was crazy. So that's the difference between crazy and eccentric, the size of your bank account. So my eldest went back to the city to get some things done, and she's hanging out with Joe, and I'm getting the calls in the morning like, was she like this? Was she like? I was like, yeah, man, she's just very heady. Her mama worries. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? That's what's interesting. And even the people who claim they're normal, they just got the front and a good set of pills, a good prescription. They take a few pills, they feel a little normal. What do we got here? Oh, we got 1 minute to the market. Let me get my shit together. Where are we? Here's a 1 minute chart. I'm going to turn that baby into a 30-second chart. I'm really looking to make some money. We didn't do much Thursday and Friday. We had a good week. I'm not bitching. But, I want to get something in. I like when I get it in early in the week, too, because then, fuck it, I'll just lay back. towards the end of the week. I'm not trying to make everything. I just, want to make some money. 30 seconds. So we've got really nothing ahead of us today, but tomorrow we have some economic indicators, which are going to be influential because it's data dependent. But I'm feeling 75 points. 75 basis points. There it is. There it is. Yeah, we've got nothing ahead of us today. Let's see. We got that up move. And we're a little extended. Oh, shit. This is on a 60. Oh, I'm all over the place. Ugh. There we go. We're crazy overextended. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, baby. I think we're 104 a high. We're going to look at that 104 as for a high. I'm taking the break on the 32nd. If we break to the upside, I'm looking for that 104. That would be 14 points. I like that. Dow looks strong. Composite's giving us a hard time again. Yo, and the Russell's not ripping. The Dow is ripping. Although, I think that's bad data. All right, I'm in the mix. Yeah, don't kick back on me. All right, composite just, oh, fuck. It's retracing again. Fuck, come on, man. What are we looking like? We're still fair value. Come on, give me that 104. Damn, it's having a hard time. But the composite's pushing. Oh, man, it's whippy, it's whippy, it's whippy. Come on. Oh, all right, good. I'm one off. I got 100 on my first contract. That was a good fill. I'm just worried about it whipping back on me, so I'm going to be the big pussy and go tight on the stops. But I got my one off. I'm risking $100 on the whole position. I think we got a good shot to that 104. I'm going to take one off at 98. That's about halfway there. Ah, we're looking mighty oversold on that red. I'm taking one off right here. I'm trying to. Come on, give it to me. Oh, come on. I didn't get it off. I'm going to move to a break even on the other two. Got a bear flag on the 240s, bull flag, I'm sorry, on the 240s that has triggered, and the test, oh man, the test is like 4 points away. All right, we'll probably hit that test. Oh, I'm still in it for the 2. Okay, I'm looking for that 98 on my second now. Because, come on, push, 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 push. I'm raising my stop to the 93.54. Probably knock me out, but that 5 minutes oversold, extremely oversold. My 30s extremely overbought. I'm sorry, my 30s overbought. My 60s overbought. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Push, push, push. Oh, the composite. It just whipping back and forth. The Dow's retracing a little bit. The Russell is probably the biggest lagger. But that composite is grinding its way up. It looks like it should pull the S&P up. Here's the retrace. Biatch. I'm out. All right, I got 100 and $1.50 per contract. 100 on the first unit, $1.50 on the other two. So if you traded 3 contracts, 1 contract per unit, you would have pocketed $3.50. Oh no, 4. I'm sorry. Can't argue about that, man. $400. How long have we been doing this? 6 minutes. It's a good payday. And I got that recorded. 115 is overnight high. Yeah, I think which is the future, and if you do the math, that'll probably be about 104. So yeah, I think we're going to revisit that. It's just it wasn't in that move, right? And so if it's not moving, then the possibility exists that it turns around and doesn't make it and comes down, and we have a failed bullish. So that's why I squeeze my stops like that, and I just get in the momentum. I take the move, and now I could look for a setup if I wanted to get back in, because arguably this is a good bull flag on the 2-minute, and we're setting up a bull flag on the 5-minute. I'd even rather take that 5-minute bull flag, because that's going to be a longer move if that triggers. So yeah, I got $400 in the bank. And now I'll wait to see if I can get a really nice flag out of that 5-minute, and I'm looking for that 104, right? So it triggers at 95. You got 9 points. There's another 450 a contract in it for me, So it'll be a decent trade, but we'll see what's happening. That 30-minute is looking kind of toppy, looking a little heavy. The 60 doesn't look too bad, but the 30 minutes looking a little heavy, a little early to tell. And that 5-minute, that retrace is a little bit aggressive for me for a bull flag. So I'm gonna have to watch this a little bit. So my bull flag theory on the 5 and the 2 is kind of violates what I like. You know what I like. Composite came back aggressively. It looks like it's trying to do a gap fill. The Russell is actually below the open. Below the open. Oh, I closed that bitch, didn't I? All right, Dave. Yeah, what do we got? We pulling back a little bit. 30-second pattern looks familiar. Could be sell-off. Now, although that 5-minute bull flag, I mean, You know what? If I consider the flag from yesterday's open, that's still a pretty good flag. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'll probably take a small position, but I might try that if that flag happens. Although that 30-second is kind of telling me there's another leg coming down. Which would be fine, because then I would never even have the opportunity on that 5-minute flag. So I'm going to watch that. Oh, yes, I am. Let me check the chats. I just close the chats when I'm trading. I get to relax, lounge around the house. Morning people, that's Anth. I only got half the story. We're all weird. 4:15. AMD did it again with the Threadripper Pro, world's fastest processor. AMD rocks. Yeah, it's interesting. Intel used to be the shit, and AMD was the poor second cousin. But yeah, they've really turned it around. A $6,000 processor? Yeah, that's going to be hard to market, at least not to the general public. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'm still thinking, even that 1 minute. Now that 1 minute, the momentum, it looks like a bullish inversion. So we're going to have to watch a break of that high. I'm going to take this flag very conservatively. Yeah, really conservative. I'm trying this flag right here. I'm in it. $96.79 is the test. Yeah, it doesn't. Come on. I'm thinking this might whip back on me. Yeah, come on, come on. That's not what you want to see once a flag triggers. Yeah, I'm closing this. I don't like this at all. Come on. All right, I'm out. I lost $30 a contract. Or $30 on the trade. I lost $10 a contract. I only took 3 contracts on this. I don't like it at all. It's not moving the way it should. I'll watch that 2 minute for maybe a break of the high. The 2 minute seems fairly bullish, but we're getting an overbought on the 5. The momentum on the 30, I'm not too encouraged with. And I don't like the way the composite looks. Dow looks very strong. Russell's going the other way. We got mixed markets. Today is not my trading day, because the Russell is grinding its way down. The Dow is grinding its way up. Composite looks like it's going sideways. Oh, there it goes. Just broke the high. The S&P. I'm not in it. It bluffed me. It bluffed me. If you are long, that 104 is your target. Yeah, I still just don't like it. The Dow is leading the pack, which is 30 stocks. So, you know, it's not really going to drag the S&P up. Oh, the yields are down. And that Russell looks like it's just floating down. It'd be very interesting if the Russell went negative. And with the news tomorrow, this could just turn into a choppy day right here. The 30-minute bar looks pretty strong. Momentum looks pretty strong. 60-minute bar looks strong. We've got a gap 2 days back, and then this gap. This could be an exhaustion gap. Oh, the 240 flag is triggering. Composite's just staying where it is. Dow keeps grinding up. And Russell's trade, yeah, it's mixed markets, man. I think if this is a plus day, it's going to be a hard grind. Looks like it's making its move. Could be like Friday and just grind up all day, this S&P. I mean, that's what transpired Friday. There's no super moves. It just kept grinding up, grinding up. Looks like a double top on the S&P, on the Nasdaq. But the Dow is still pushing up, making its move. What to do, what to do, what to do with you. If the market is going to turn around, it should have done it 2 minutes ago. Anybody in anything, making any money? I just gave back $30, but that's all right. I had a decent position on the first move, so that 400 a contract was cool. Oh, there it goes, grinding, 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 grinding. I think we might have at least another 6 points in this biatch. $105 might be it. 105, 106, that's a good target, man. Oh, I'm feeling like a big old pussy. The momentum's just flattening out on that 30-second. Yeah, 5's looking a little toppy right there. At 30 minutes still looks good though. Got 10 minutes till that bar closes. I mean, you could still argue that the Nasdaq's in an uptrend still. Russell's really not doing much. Dow's doing a little grind right here. Looked like the composite was going for a gap fill, but then it turned around with a bar that had a real strong initiative. Tesla is grinding its way to the top of the channel. If you saw my video this morning, I talked about that a little bit. It broke the channel low a few days ago, 5 days ago, then turned around, came back into the channel, and now it's just grinding its way to the top of that channel, which was tested twice. It's a good resistance, so it should stop moving on that break. And an entry would have been good on that hammer into the channel if you wanted an aggressive entry. But a conservative entry, you could take that break of that channel. It's a good place to buy. But yeah, to tell you the truth, I mean, I would have chipped away at it at 279 and just sat on it and left it. Putting another test in on the high. We might be trying to get to that 105 mark. And the day is still fair value. I mean, we're far from overbought. 60 and 30 are slightly overbought. Anybody got any ideas? Getting a little overextended on the 5, but it looks like it's going to just keep grinding into that overextended. Dow's pushing up. Oh, now Russell's turned around. Yeah, this is going to be an up day. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another 30 points. Russell's making new highs.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, I did it all the way around the board, huh? Kid Rock running for president? That's all right. I'd vote for him. My name is Kid Rock. No, there goes my target. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Looks like we're pushing for 127 at this point. Got extremely oh wow. 30 just went oversold. So if you're long this, you might want to take a little bit off the table. There we go. We're done. We just grinding, grinding, grinding. Wow. That's a really strong 30-minute bar, but way overbought. I'm just watching this grind, trying to see. I mean, the momentum is just flat on the 1 minute, but I guess that's still very bullish on the 5. Man, oh man, oh man, I'm sorry I didn't take that break of the high. All the markets turned around, and away we go. I think we're looking at 27. Mm-mm-mm. And the daily's still fair value. So that 127 is a good target if you're in it. The bar for becoming an elected official, has been thrown somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Someone should really go get it. Yep. Did you take a trade today, Ant? 10 o'clock, too soon for a topping pattern. A little bit of whippiness in Amazon. Up 1% in the NASDAQ. Markets are just doing a little bit of a give back, a little bit of a retrace. Right now, you got a bear flag building on that 30-minute. So that break of that bear flag. If we hold here, we still have 25 minutes to go, but that would probably give us our pop to 27. I wonder if we're heading for that 205, man. Got a flag on the 5. This would be the second one, which is usually a good take. Testing the high on the 1 minute. Could be a double top. Still a little too early for mid-session reversal. Composite looks like it's putting in a double top. Dow looks like it's putting in a double top. Kind of a trend reversal. Hasn't triggered yet. But that was a pretty aggressive move up, so there should be a little consolidation there to help this set in. So composite is making new highs, but the momentum keeps fading off. I think the market's grinding up, but I don't know how convinced I am that it's going to continue. So that 1 minute's got a trend that we could put a line on. Oh, it might get out from under us and take a break, which is testing it right now. But that momentum is falling off, and that makes me subjective. So I'm going to have to say I'm not taking that. The composite looks fairly similar, except the right shoulder is higher. Could be building a head and shoulders on the composite. The Dow, I mean, you could call that a reverse microtrend on the Dow, really. You can call it a reverse microtrend on the S&P also. So breaking that should move higher, but that momentum is fading. That's what's bothering me. It looks like the 5-minute momentum is rolling over. I don't want to be the contrarian, and it's too early for a mid-morning reversal. Monday's usually a trending day. That flag is holding on the 30-minute. That might be the trade right there. Really, really overbought on the 30-minute. $107. Yeah, it didn't even do anything around that resistance. Just blew right through it. It's actually become support. That initial 107. 127 is my next target for this. 113 would be the trigger for the bear flag, but you still have 14 minutes before that bar closes. Looks like the Dow is testing the highs again. Composite's not following it, but the S&P is, and the Russell is not. But that's what happened the last time. They lagged, and then it gave it energy once it turned around. Oh, you took too long, but your paper until Monday. Good for you, man. I like those disciplines. So we're testing that high. 5-minute momentum is flat, but I wouldn't say that it's bearish, but that 2-minute momentum is bearish. And that 1 minute, it's the reverse micro trend on the 1 minute is breaking, as it did on the Dow. It doesn't look like it has legs. It looks like everything's just a grind. What's that volume doing? Volume doesn't look much weaker than previous days, but that's the returns. It's like average volume. It's a little bit lighter. And there she goes. That was a bear flag trigger on the 5-minute. No, what the fuck with this chart? Man, I hate these grinding days. It bluffs me. And that 30-minute is overextended, man. I don't know. If you're in this trade, take a little off the table. But I think we got at least another 7 points. Maybe even another 10 points. Got the 2 minute momentum fading. 5 minute is just going flat. We got that 30-minute closing. Looks like it could be a reversal doji, but that momentum is looking really strong. I mean, there's no reason why we can't get a mid-session retrace. Oh, it's going the wrong way now. Man, I just hate these trades. Look at this. Grinding up, but the momentum keeps fading down. You can take a break at that 1836. There it goes. Yeah, it's just grinding its way up, man, with the momentum flattening. It just makes me uncomfortable. Russell looks like it's got a double top. It's crazy, man. I mean, we're up over 200 points in the past 4 days. I didn't stay long because the momentum was fading off and the markets were mixed. So they're not all joining in the run. That's usually not encouraging for me. And I mean, this is what happens when they don't all join in the run. It kind of grinds its way up or it gets choppy. So I don't like to play with that. So, I mean, people look at it as I missed this run, but I'm not really in it to capture every run. I'm in it to take the trades that I feel have the best probability. So that means that, you know, I miss out on a lot of runs, but I also miss out on a lot of hurt. And that's the key. So, yeah, you know, this is where people or new traders have the problem. Like, oh, I could have made all this, which honestly, we went into this trade, right? My first trade was this break right here. So we were in this fucker at 96, you know. That's 20 points. That's $1,000 a contract. But it just kind of ground its way up there. And if you look at the 5-minute chart, it looks very simple. But if you look at a lower time frame, you can see it's kind of a grind. But on these slow days, I mean, that's why you would trade the 5-minute chart. So I'm looking at the Russell, and I see it keeps it's in an uptrend. You could argue that, but it looks toppy, and the momentum just keeps floating off. You know, I like a break. I like the momentum to support the move. This is what I'm looking for. This is about a good time for a 2-minute for a trend reversal. I'm looking at it right now on the 1 minute. I'm going to try that. Are you using the 5-minute? Yeah, the 5-minute is pretty clean today. I'm taking a break at the 115.65 if we get that. I'm seeing the momentum roll over a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm watching for that break. 115.65. I'm in. I think this is going to be a hard trade if we get this reversal. Yeah. Um, I'm watching the momentum. Um, the momentum keeps falling off. I'm hoping that it'll break to the upside. Here's a test right here. If we can get below this area, we should move a little bit more to, I'm thinking maybe 108. Yeah, we just broke. Let's just see if it rebounds. I'd say 109, 108 is a good target on this move down. Dow's selling off a little bit. I think we can get at least a 50-point pullback on the Dow. The composite's hanging in there. And the Russell's hanging in there. See, that's what I'm saying. It's just a mixed market. Everything's not moving the same way. Just not a good trading environment. There goes the Dow. 30 more points, I'd say it's due for a bounce. The composite is not really following. So if you took this short, just stay tight with your stops. I took one off right here. Anyone who said, nah, you big nerd. Star Wars. Actually, I had my hopes up for that new Game of Thrones. It's kind of dry. Nah. The Dow hit the point. Nope. I got knocked out on my last two. I put my stop here on this flag. I was going to pull it down here. Wow, for all this movement, I'm just like chipping away at making money. So I grabbed 200 on my first unit, and then I grabbed 100 a contract on the second two. So on 3 contracts, that's another $400. We are just sucking dick. And I was thinking of taking it right down here. That would have been another $150 per contract. So the Dow did a decent retrace, but the composite held up. I think I'm going to look for another entry to the downside because I think I'm feeling a head and shoulders on the Dow. But that's really the only one that's giving any indication that a reversal pattern might be put in. The composite's grinding around and the momentum is fading, but it just may lead to consolidation for the remainder of the day. See, what's interesting is the Feds have been extremely hawkish, but the market's been rather resilient to that. I wonder if this is like a sneak, a head shake, or a head fake. What time is it? 10:41. See if we can get another top out of this 5-minute chart. It's grinding down to my target now, you fucker. Yeah, I did watch The Mandalorian. Just because my family was into it. Kind of bored me. See, I was looking at this right here, but look at this snapback. Yeah, I think unless I get a double top on that 5, I think I'm walking away from that. Composite's giving back a little bit, no biggie. The Russell gave back nicely, but it's at a support. Oh, Apple is grinding down. Yep. Just had a bearish divergence trigger on the Russell. And triggered on the composite. The Dow's holding up, though. That's what we need to fall apart. It's interesting pattern on the 30-minute chart. And you could say that's a reversal doji right there. You might want to look to take the break of that low. The momentum's rolling over. It could just be a consolidation or building a flag. It's not the classic flag that I like to see. Might rebound in the next 30 seconds. Looks like we might be making that double top on the 5-minute. We'll see if it challenges that high and returns. Kind of getting late into the hour. Yeah. Anybody watching the new Game of Thrones? I really enjoyed the first series. And Vikings. I'm a big fan of the Vikings series. I don't really watch movies, mostly documentaries. Look at the big brain on Anthony. Yeah, so that 30-minute is turning around now, starting to look like a flag. We got 11 minutes to go on that. We're getting a bounce from the markets. Except the Russell. Man, it's so choppy, so choppy. Looks like we might be getting that double top on the 5 minute. The 5 minute momentum is still fading, but the Dow just bouncing back, showing that strength again. I just don't like that for a reversal. Looks like the techs are grinding down a little bit. And the Russell just looks like it's consolidating a little. That 5 minute is starting to look a little toppy. It's got to break that 109. Might just be going into a range bound day from here. Something educational. Anybody ever watch Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead? Yeah, it's pretty good documentary. It gives you some good insight into the medical industry and how they really have blinders on when it comes to how the body manages itself. Okay, the Russell is at a very interesting place right now. It's retesting the support, and it looks like it might break out of a channel to the downside. The Dow looks like it might be getting top heavy. I think we kind of have a pivot, a pennant on the Dow. So the reason I'm kind of hopping on this turnaround is that we have been up for 4 days, and we're coming into some information and Fed numbers. So I'm really expecting a little profit taking on this move up that we've had, which is nearly 200 points in the past few days. Actually, that doesn't even feel right. Actually, 386 was our low. Wow. So call it 3,900. So 300. Thinking 4040 is a good target. Yeah, we just broke on the 30-minute. We got 2 minutes left in that bar. That could look rather reversal. Could be setting up a bear flag on the 60 though. Yeah, that is a hell of a way to sell a lot of juices and blenders. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, I don't know if I go that extreme for juicing and blending, but I do believe in eating clean foods. You know, I mean, which you know that. I mean, you've been around long enough to hear me talk about it. I'm actually gearing up right now, harvest some deer. Been doing a little stalking, see some nice buck around. Wow, the Dow is just tapping off of this trend line in this pennant. It's pushing back up right now. Composites rebounding a little bit. Russell's trading off, man. Russell's getting ready for tomorrow's reports. I'm expecting the other markets to follow suit, but I just don't see it. It's not happening. Not happening. That move down is getting a little extended. So what's interesting is the 240 chart on the futures, which closes at 1, I believe, 130. That's looking like a tombstone. But that 60-minute is still looking like a bear flag, so we'll watch that. And that momentum is still very strong on that 60-minute. It's still bullish on the 30-minute. So we'll have to watch that. We could just be building a bull flag on the 60 for another run up in the afternoon. Composite selling off aggressively though. I mean, we gave back everything we made in the first half hour on the composite. Dow's just holding up. Daily bar, we got a whole day. We don't have to worry about that. 240 is kind of interesting, but we still have a couple hours left. Really don't have to pay much attention to it. The 60-minute is looking like a bull flag. So yesterday, what was it? 21 years since 9/11, man. It feels like it was yesterday, man. It feels like it happened just yesterday. I mean, I was in the mix. I think I might have told some of those stories, but yeah, it's amazing how time flies. You know, I'm glad I wasn't in the city for it though. Oh, it's awful, awful being in the city during 9/11. It's so crowded. It's ridiculous. The community's crowded, and I mean, shortly after it, um, it was like a drunken free for all for cops on the anniversaries after 9/11, and it was really a disgusting display. And that, I lived right in that community, so I would see that, and I was at I was in the mix, and I mean, it was the fire department that were the heroes. I know they keep talking about the cops, but if you were there, cops were bitching that how long they were on shift already. They wanted to go home, and I saw cops like, I'm not going into that building. Meanwhile, fire department, those guys didn't miss a beat. They were running in and out of the fucking building, pulling people out. I mean, I saw one guy get killed by a body that fell and landed on him. Fire department. Um, those are the heroes. And then the cops were basically terrorizing everybody in the streets, just making arrests and, scooping people up, and just what a bunch of idiots, those New York cops. But the standards are very low for a lot of the beat cops. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't good New York cops, but the majority of them, morons. Hmm. All right, we're getting a little bit of a grind down. It looks like the Dow might have done a last kiss on that trend line. The Russell's pushing down. The Composite's pushing down. Seems like everything's going in the same direction. Um, that 60 still looks like a good bull flag, so we'll wait. I mean, if we come down another 20 points, it's going to eat up most of our gains for the day. I question that 60 flag. I'm thinking we bounce off of that 40.95. Looks like we're building a reverse micro trend in the composite. We had a similar behavior on Friday. And then a push up in the afternoon. I mean, there's not much to talk about here. Market's just grinding around. Um, Sell a lot of juices. I'm not a huge police fan, but I feel it's a few bad apples that spoil the bunch. I would say that throughout the country, but I believe that LA and New York are more heavily jaded with bad cops than most of the country. Actually, you go like in Pennsylvania, I mean, they're just real guys. They're not looking to break balls. They want to keep everything very cool. I mean, even if they pull you over on a traffic infraction, they might give you a little lecture, tell you to watch your ass and be on your way in more polite terms than that even. And I mean, that's even happened to me, which hasn't happened since I was a kid. But I drove over a divider because I missed an exit. I turned around on the highway. I mean, there was like nobody on the highway. Cop was tucked, and he saw me, and he pulled me over. He's like, you could kill yourself if you miss something and everything like that. And but he let me go. He said, "You promised me you won't do that again. I'll let you go." I was like, "Dude, If you let me go, I will never do that again in any other state, in any state, because I mean it's just so rare that cops are people, and and to this day, I mean, I will never cut over a divider. Not because I don't think I'm going to make it, but because I mean the cop was such a gentleman that I would it would break my heart if I didn't honor my word. So so that's what it's like, and I found that in North Carolina. I find that all over. I hear some stories about Florida, but in New York, dude, forget about it. I mean, oh, and dude, I mean, I was a hardcore New Yorker. Yeah, I loved the state. I loved what it was about. Now I can't stand it. So yeah, it's a mess in New York. It's a mess. And I have family who's cops also, and I still say it's a mess. Yeah, the police are awful there. Yeah, you know what? That's another thing I'm finding. Like, yeah, since when is running from the police punishable by death? I mean, these guys are acting as judge and jury. Yeah, the Russell is grinding its way down, which gives me good insight into the market. I think the composite has a reverse micro trend that if it breaks, there's going to be an aggressive sell off right now. I'm looking at, I'm not too put off by that 60-minute bull flag yet. It still looks like it might work. Even the 30-minute, you could say it's building a flag. So I'm not wholeheartedly convinced that we're falling apart. Apple's pushing its way up. Amazon's pushing back, doing a little rebound. Tesla's testing the highs, trying to make that break. Google's kind of lagging. Microsoft's lagging a little bit. Oh, Apple is like rocketing back, dragging the composite up. So it looks like the bulls are putting in a little fight here. Even the Dow is coming back to test that support. See, but now the S&P doesn't look like it's fighting that strong, which means if those other markets turn around, it's going to drag the S&P down aggressively. Let's see if the S&P catches up to the other markets. Yeah, so yeah, the cops are too quick to shoot people. Yeah, if a guy's getting away, he's getting away. Yeah, you don't shoot him. Go to the gym, run a little bit, lay off the donuts. There goes the S&P giving a little rebound, hitting a little resistance around here. Man, my targets were good. It was just too fucking choppy to stay in it. Oh, yeah, in front of his son and family. Yeah, so, yeah, tell me you didn't make an enemy of the population. I mean, that kid's going to grow up just hating cops. Should have sued for what? I missed your story. Couldn't get into Game of Thrones. Don't really watch money. Something educational. I was young, didn't know better, should have sued. I don't know, Ant. I think you're missing some content there. How do I memorize it? I live it, man, just like you do your job. I do this for a living. So, I mean, if you think about it, composite, which is mainly tech, most of the securities on the composite trade on the ES, on the S&P. So that's going to have a big effect. I mean, Dow's got 30 stocks, so it doesn't really have much of an effect on the S&P. But it gives you some insight. The reason I reference the Russell, because for me, I feel that's a good gauge of risk assessment. So if you see a lot of bearish movement, then you gotta figure there's a lot of risk off on that. Wow, Apple is just fucking ripping right now, making new highs. All right, that might be the flavor of the day. The markets may turn around. That might be a good flag. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good flag on the 60. Yeah, Apple's doing it, but Amazon's not, Google's not, Microsoft's not. Yeah, I hate mixed markets, man. See, this is just the time you say, fuck it, shut the computer, trade on a day that you have more clarity. You know, you don't have to take every trade. You don't have to be in it all the time. It's just the day's not working. I like this 30-minute. It looks like we got a 30-minute flag here, which you could take that. It's kind of aggressive, and the test will be the high, but the momentum looks favorable. You still have 7 minutes for this bar to close. Or you could be a little more conservative and wait for that 60-minute bull flag into the afternoon. And the afternoons have been very favorable. And remember, we had 4 days of up movement. I mean, we should at the very least get a little consolidation around here. No, the composite is not just the SPY. They just share some securities that trade on the S&P. Well, okay, first of all, the SPY is an ETF of the S&P 500, right? So the composite is the NASDAQ. That's another name for the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ Nationals, which is mostly tech, that's the composite. It's the same thing, you know. So when you enter the symbol to track NASDAQ, you enter COMPX on most platforms. Yeah, that 240 is starting to look better again. But this could be a double top on the 5 minute. It's just, hard market to figure, man. I think we're going to have a break to the upside, though. Yeah, we're getting a little hammer on that 30-minute, setting up a bull flag. So if we don't make any new highs, the entry on that bull flag is 110.91, and then you should hit a little bit of resistance at 119. And if you don't hit that resistance, then your target $127 at least. Breaking that 127, you're looking at 157. It's the NASDAQ National Composite. So, so it's referred to as the composite. SPY is an ETF for the S&P 500. And the NASDAQ National Composite is comprised of 2,000, I think, securities, mostly tech. And obviously S&P 500 is 500 securities, and the Dow 30 is 30 securities. So you see the relative weight. Yeah, I think this is a flag on the 60. And we are making a further move up. At a critical point right here. It's a retrace on the move up. Now that's a strong move up on the composite. Just bounced off a minor resistance. But as far as a fib retrace, It's almost a 76% retrace. I'm talking about the NASDAQ composite. So we got that 30-minute flag. It looks like it might have triggered. Yeah, it did trigger. And it retraced right away, but that's okay. It doesn't fall apart until 100. If it breaks below 100, then we got to fall apart. And the 60-minute flag will trigger at 1722. If that 60-minute flag triggers, we're going to get a big old run. But we're coming into lunch now, so I don't really trade around here. Apple is making a move, pulling the composite up. Amazon supporting that move. Very choppy situations. I'm not enjoying trading at all. Tech is ripping. Composite just broke through that minor resistance, so it should be dragging the S&P up. Volume doesn't feel light. Very choppy though. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So that 5 looks kind of bearish. That bull flag is still viable on the 30-minute. It had triggered and turned around, but you still got 19 minutes in that bar, and it could take off from here. Looks like a good flag on the 60-minute building, a good bull flag. Did I say bear flag before? Looks like we're building a trend reversal. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? $69mega.com. I'm getting spammed. Find love in your town. That 5-minute chart is interesting. Looks like we're just grinding sideways right now. But again, this is what we saw last week. The afternoons are usually the moves. What are we going to do, man? Are we going to break that 100? Create a failed flag? There you go. You get another shot of breaking down. No, I hate days like this, man. It's just so boring. Well, it might get exciting now. It looks like we're trying to test that 101. What do we got right here? 179. That's it. We break that, then that's a failed flag. That might be interesting. Just to grind sideways, man. S&P's fighting to stay up there. This is the lunchtime doldrums, really. What to do, what to do, what to do with you. I'll tell you, man, if this keeps pushing down and closes properly, that that 240 is going to look very bearish for the afternoon. Mm-mm-mm. 5-minute momentum is looking kind of bearish. We got one green finger right there. One green bar. we're gonna break down. Now that fucking apple, man, is like the cavalry. Every time it breaks down, that thing just shoots up again. No, that's a good-looking woman right there. Oh, there it is, man. That's a failed bear flag on the 30-minute. It looks like we're coming into a little support, though, right under it at 95. So we'll see how it behaves there. And really, the bar's got 5 minutes to go, so it could turn around and reverse. But I wouldn't like it. So we're at about a 61% retrace, which is not bad. You know, that's normal. So we could see a bounce back. And that's 61% from the open, from the opening low to the high of the day. So we could see a bounce back here. Oh, we just broke that pretty aggressively. 91.80 is the 76. Let's see something. If we go back to the close of yesterday. Oh, this sucker locks immediately. So now we're at the 60 from the open. Oh, and we just broke that. Oh, but we bounced back. All right, that's probably what the target was. Man, it would be, if this closes here, that's a pretty ominous looking 240 bar. Yep, bounced off of that 60. Very aggressively. All right, folks. That does it for me. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Subscribe, hit